A very good afternoon to you and welcome to Lunchtime News, come to you live and direct from the Newsfirst Centre here in Colombo. I'm Florine Rajendran. Let's now take a look at your headlines. Former Defence Secretary summoned to the Presidential Commission of Inquiry for questioning. House in Arachikatua were attacked. 4 suspects arrested. Water levels of several main reservoirs drop. Moving on to those stories in detail now. 3 parliamentarians took oaths before President Maithripala Sirisena. Mangala Samaravira took oaths as the Minister of Foreign Affairs, while D.M. Swaminathan took oaths as the Minister of Rehabilitation and Resettlement. Vijayadasa Rajapaksa was appointed as the Minister of Justice. Former Defence Secretary Gotabaya Rajapaksa is currently being questioned at the Presidential Commission of Inquiry to investigate and inquire into serious acts of fraud, corruption and abuse of power, state resources and privileges.
Secretary to the Commission Lassel De Silva stated that the former Defence Secretary was summoned to record a statement with regard to the investigations into the Lanka company. Former Defence Secretary Gotabaya Rajapaksa was summoned around 10 this morning to obtain a statement over a complaint which has been lodged on the Lanka company. The former Defence Secretary is being questioned regarding the use of around 500 employees for the presidential election as well as several other matters. Statements have already been obtained by other officials of the Lanka company, and the former Defence Secretary was the last official who had to be questioned. However, our officers are questioning the former Defence Secretary as we speak, but I cannot say as to how much long it would take for this process to conclude. But what can be said at this point of time is that the questioning process is so far successful.
Meanwhile, the Department of Motor Traffic says that the registration of motor vehicles have increased rapidly. Commissioner General of the Department, Agust says that during the first 7 months of this year alone, a total of 375,994 vehicles have been registered. He added that the highest number of registrations have been taken place for motorbikes. Jagat Chandrasiri went on to note that the main reason for the increase in registration of motor vehicles is due to the tax concessions implemented by the new government. The second phase of the GCE Advanced Level Examinations commenced today. Commissioner General of Exams WMNJ Pushpakumar said that the exams will be carried out till the 8th of next month. The 2015 GCE Advanced Level Examinations are held in 2 phases as a result of the recently concluded general elections. Phase 1 of the examinations took place from the 4th to the 13th of this month. The Commissioner General of Exams requests all candidates to be present for their respective exams as per their timetable and added that the telephone line 1911 could be contacted for inquiries. An information counter will be kept open at the parliamentary complex for all members elected to the new parliament at the general election for a period of 3 days starting today. Thereby, the information counter at the parliamentary complex will be open from 9:30 in the morning till 3:30 in the afternoon. The purpose of the counter is to make necessary provisions for the first meeting of the first session of the new parliament. This will enable to impart information to members of parliament and hand over the required documents. Photographs will also be taken for the official identity cards of the MPs. An individual was killed in a motor accident which occurred close to the Anuradhapura Teaching Hospital. Police said that the victim was run over by a lorry after he got thrown off onto the road when his bicycle collided into a parked lorry close to the Anuradhapura Teaching Hospital this morning. Our correspondent stated that the victim succumbed to his injuries after being admitted to the Anuradhapura Teaching Hospital. The deceased was identified as Udara Sandaruwan, aged 25, and a resident of the Pundalagama area in Anuradhapura. Meanwhile, a leopard was killed when it was run over by a vehicle on the Kandi-Jaffna A9 road in the Kalugawat area in Katugastota. Our correspondent said that the carcass of the animal has been handed over to the Kalugawat Gramaniladari office, adding that steps are being taken to hand it over to the Faculty of Veterinary Medicine and Animal Science at the Peradeniya University. Moving to one of our headline-making stories, the water levels in several main reservoirs, including those in close proximity to power stations, have decreased due to the prevailing dry weather conditions.
Reservoirs close to power stations in the Central Hills have seen a reduction in water levels due to the insufficient amount of rain in the area. According to our correspondent, the prevailing dry weather conditions in the Polonnaruwa district have caused water levels in several reservoirs in the district to drop. Though the water capacity of the Mineria reservoir should be at 110,000 cubic meters, the current water levels in the reservoir are at just 44,942 cubic meters. The water levels in the Giritale reservoir, which should be at 21,620 cubic meters, are currently just 7,524. The water levels at the Parakrama Samudraya, which should generally be at 110,000 cubic meters, currently stands at 70,500. Irrigation officials point out that if this situation persists, the harvesting of the Maha season cannot commence. Water levels of the Udavalava reservoir in close proximity to the Udavalava National Reserve have also seen a drastic decrease. The water levels in the Castlereagh reservoir have dropped by around 25 feet. However, Director of the Water Management Unit at the Department of Irrigation, Janaki Migasthenna, said that this decrease in water levels will not impact the harvest of the Yala season.
The water levels of 73 main reservoirs, which under the Irrigation Department is at around 50%. Water was released from these reservoirs for a 100% harvest for the 2015 Yala season. Despite the end of the harvest, there is a water level of 50%. When compared with the Yala seasons in the previous years, the situation of the water levels at reservoirs is quite satisfactory. Some businesses have made use of that water and have commenced harvesting for the third season. We have reduced the water levels in some reservoirs for renovation and rehabilitation works.
Meanwhile, an unidentified group have carried out a shooting on a house in the Rajakadaluwa area in Arachikattuwa.
Police said that a group of 10 individuals are involved with the incident which occurred last night. A woman who sustained injuries in the shooting had been admitted to the Chilav hospital. The occupant of the house says that the attack surrounded political concerns. I was sleeping at home at around 11 last night. A group of supporters of Shanta Abesekara of the United National Party came and opened fire and assaulted my wife and I. Afterwards, they got onto their bikes and fled. My wife is still hospitalized and I am in pain. My child is not in a critical condition. There were around 20 individuals with 3 guns. I could only identify 5 individuals. The victims accuse UMP MP Shanta Abesekara in connection with the incident.
Well, that's a wrap of lunchtime news here at News First. You can log into our website www.newsfirst.lk for these stories and much more. For the News First team, I am Florine Rajendran. Have a wonderful day ahead of you.